Hey everybody, Jamie Starr here for the New World News Network. Today, I'm going to be talking about cancel culture and a concept that I've been, sort of thinking about. It's going to tie into another video I'm going to do today that is about how real do things really need to be. And this is sort of the catalyst for me going down this thought path. And it was the fact that, you know what, let me bring up these other things if I still have them open first. Okay, so one thing I would notice when I would read these news articles, and unfortunately I can't find the better examples I have saved, but I'm telling you, this is just something you could generally spot and pick up on. Let me just refresh this so my ad block pops up because I had it off for a while. I guess there's still some there. Anyway, so one of the things I would notice when I would read news articles would be this sort of I think it was Chomsky had a book called Manufacturing Consent. And what I've been finding is actually a manufacturing of consensus where you'll have a news article, and then in the article it will be tweet from Joe Schmo 1, Joe Schmo 2, and Joe Schmo 3 from Twitter, like this, some guy who knows who Daniel Day is. I mean, sometimes it's the blue check journalists just supporting each other. Yeah, reporter for CNN. But they also do this, like, here's the one we're going to get into. Gina Carano is canceled on Twitter after user claims she blocks BLM supporters. So here you have, these aren't trolls. They're people trying to educate you so you can get on the right side of history. Now, because the journalists have such a confirmation bias, they will see this person and repost their thing as if they have a valid opinion, as if it's a real person, so on and so forth. So I started getting very wary of this tactic. Here we see Joe Schmo 1, Joe Schmo 2, Joe Schmo 3, Joe Schmo 4, Joe Schmo, there's that same one again. So this is a tactic that people use in the media in order to create this idea of consent, or not consent, consensus. And they will put forth, these random tweets and just be like, see, this is what the people are thinking. This is what the people are thinking. I don't have the numbers on hand, but not the people in general aren't on Twitter. Twitter, I mean, especially as of late, has become so hostile and so just toxic that most people, unless you're in the sort of political cultural battle, you're not on it unless you're an activist or just wild. I mean, celebrities and businesses still use it, but even at that, it's really been sort of supplanted by Instagram, and it just doesn't seem to be helpful for anything except this. It seems to be the primary reason for it, is for them to sort of mine Twitter to create this manufactured consensus. So I was watching this video about them talking about this girl from Star Wars, and there's one thing that was said, so I'll just let this play for a minute. And shout out to Den of Nerds for this video.
Mob that came for Gina Carano. Now, the account Data Racer 117 on Twitter put up a bunch of different posts that basically show all these really weird interactions where not only can you see that many people are harassing Gina, but you can pretty much prove that a lot of these are bot accounts and that they are not actually legitimately people, but really just bots kind of harassing her. And
so, bot accounts harassing her. Is this what cancel culture is? First question it begs to ask is, who's running these accounts? Second question then is, why are we letting bot accounts that aren't even real being used to create this manufactured consensus to then cancel people, get them fired from jobs, ruin their lives essentially, and it's all being stemmed artificially. And this is the main point of the other video I'm going to do. I'll just sort of tease it here, where it's this concept that things don't need to be real in order for them to be willed into reality. It's very much a occultic, black magic sort of manifesting one's will. I mean, I guess it's, you know, sort of the thing behind The Secret and stuff like that. But in this way, there's this sort of artificial catalyst for these things. So if you want to cancel someone, there doesn't even need to be real outrage. There could just be the appearance of outrage. Similar things, you know, I got into a discussion with a friend of mine about the KKK, and, you know, I was reading a thing where the FBI numbers estimate the KKK is at like max 8,000 people. And I said 8,000 people in a country of 320 million. Why do people even talk about this? And then I said, you know what, let's double those estimates. Let's say it's 16,000. That's still nothing. That still is nothing. And my friend goes, yeah, but you know, the dark corners of the internet, and they're hiding online and this and that. And my rebuttal was, well, how do you know that? How do you know? And of course, then they ask, well, how do you know the FBI's numbers are right? Well, the FBI runs the group, first off. And okay, so let's, where do you want me to estimate it at? If they say it's 8,000, 16,000, is that good enough? How about 32,000? Let's multiply it by 4. That's still nothing. That is still minimal in the grand scheme of things. But I see the way black people respond, and I mean, the numbers could be 2. There could be 2 Klan members in the entire country, and it wouldn't make a single bit of difference. That's the problem, is that it doesn't even have to be real. It doesn't even have to be out there. People are responding the exact same way. Coronavirus, great example too. You know, people know they're cooking the books. They haven't isolated the virus. There's just so much nonsense. I mean, this thing is a block of Swiss cheese with just holes through and through, and yet people are responding still as if it's day one, as if this is some killer virus that's going to kill 2.2 million people, and they are just clamping down left and right. It doesn't have to be real for people to respond as if it is. And it's a really frightening thing. So anyway, I'm going to have a whole other video getting into this and going through a handful of examples. So I just wanted to cover that and, you know, basically bring this to light, that this cancel culture thing is not coming from people even. It actually seems to be I mean, I don't like to just throw out a wild speculation, but I wouldn't, with the way we know subversion works and with the level of subversive activities going on, considering China and everything like that, I wouldn't even doubt if it was a foreign government. China, we heard about Russia buying up BLM ads and stuff like that during the 2016 campaign. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a foreign nation trying to subvert American culture by creating these social justice outrages. In fact, I think I saw something about China using bot accounts for social justice shit. Don't quote me on that, but I think I did see it. So I just wanted to point that out, that you know, people dig into these and they find out a lot of this outrage mob, they aren't even real. It is completely an illusion, and these companies need to stop bending to the will of Twitter, especially if the case is that these accounts aren't even representative of real people, because then it's just, you know, burning yourself down basically on a rumor, or, you know, ending someone's career because it appears a certain way that it isn't. It's really operating within a false reality. So that's that. More videos to come today.